Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message. I believe it is the 24th of May. Don't quote me on that. I did not quite check the calendar before jumping on this morning. I want to talk about these energies. So what's been coming through recently is this 911 emergency energy. 911 keeps coming up big time, and what I keep hearing is warning, warning, major recalibration is happening. There's a lot of karma playing out in the energies, and there's a lot of divine justice as well playing out in these very karmic energies is kind of what I feel. And we've got Mercury retrograde happening. I feel this panic in the energies when it comes to this deep spiritual recalibration, what's really going on when it comes to communication, our thinking, travel, new ideas, both as individuals and human collective energies. So I think there's like huge throat chakra purges, throat chakra upgrades happening, and there's a lot being revealed in the energies. And so what I kept hearing is the gift of second, third, fourth, or fifth chances. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm all for giving somebody the benefit of the doubt and a second chance. But if you're on your third, your fourth, or your fifth chance in a relationship cycle, I think it's a good time to reevaluate, to rethink, to relearn, to relax, to reconnect with your higher self, and to reconceptualize where it is you're going. I think it's a rehashing, a reconsidering, a recalibration, and a double check. So we're all, you know, I think we're all gifted the opportunity for a second chance in some way. But when it comes to third, fourth, or fifth, I think you better scrap that idea out the window. So these cosmic energies with this 911 energy coming through, it's kind of asking us to head in a new direction, to head towards what it is we truly want. You're really going to want to be kind to yourself at this time, because there's a lot of towers coming in when it comes to breaking down some false beliefs. There's a lot of tragedies that have been playing out in the energies when it comes to karmic justice, especially for anybody that has done you wrong. I think they're getting served exactly what it is that they deserve in the energies. And what we need to do is we need to stay focused on what it is we are building in order to minimize any chaotic problems that are likely surfacing. So many of us are coming into our spiritual truth. And if we want to live a life of bliss, we kind of have to face all of these challenges head on in order to approach life differently than we have before. So it's a lot of cosmic currents coming up, and there's a lot of duality and opposition coming forward in the energy, and everything is kind of getting stirred up, bringing forward a lot of confusion and a lot of unclear thought processes. And so this is where our perspective can get a little bit clouded, and communication is likely going to be brought forward with a lot of arguments in order to go forward in a new agreement, especially when it comes to relationships that just are not running smoothly. So we're kind of all being pushed to see things differently and to reconsider the past. And there's a lot of energy coming up when it comes to past repercussions, where you have, you know, harmed another, damaged another's reputation due to gossip and slander. And, you know, the divine always has a funny way of balancing the scales. And like my grandma always used to say, everybody always gets theirs. You might not be around to see the karma play out, but everybody eventually gets theirs. And so there's been a lot of karma being dished out, a lot of sentences from the divine when it comes to any injustices for those that, you know, are God's people on the spiritual path. So I think get ready to deal with some karmic repercussions in order to clear your path forward for the long run, because you kind of got to go back over your tracks and tidy up where you've hurt another or where you've done wrong to another in the recent past. And so this process can be very challenging. It's like a reversal of the scales is kind of what I was shown. And so we're going to want to be extra careful, because our thoughts manifest. And when you send bad juju to another, let me just say, it's going to bounce off of that light worker and it's going to come back tenfold. and you're going to reap the negativity that you've projected onto somebody else. So it's definitely a rearranging energy in order for some forward motion. And to do this, we kind of have to go within and clear all of these negative intentions, and the energy is feeling immensely karmic is kind of what I'm feeling. I also want to say, get ready for people from the past to show up when it comes to this recalibration. So if you had a negative dynamic with anybody, this could be somebody you dated, or this could be people from the past that have done you wrong, friends, karmic relationships. And it's kind of like this reminder of, hey, you can never outrun your past. Whatever is happening right now is to bring forward a very powerful message from the universe. So you might run into somebody from the past, either you've really missed them, only to find out maybe they're not as appealing as you remembered, or you might come into some news of somebody that deeply wronged you getting served exactly what it is that they deserve in the energies. So, you know, I think this is really a huge nudge from the universe coming up to tie up these loose ends, to cut cords with all of this negativity that's been a part of your life, and to step into knowing that you deserve better. So I feel the energy is reminding us that we always get what we put out there. So I feel this opportunity to kind of realign with your highest truth instead of repeating these old lower cycles of gossip, slander, defamation, hurt, envy, jealousy, and all of that negativity. Because if we truly want to receive what it is that we deserve, we kind of have to reconsider our actions, and we got to stay aware that everything we put out there will be reflected back to us in some way, shape, or form. So might be very frustrating when it comes to these unresolved issues reaching a resolution during this time, and things from the past resurfacing in order for this resolution. So it's definitely not a fun energy, and you kind of got to deal with these issues if you want to move forward into these new cycles. So I feel a lot of returning energy, and it's a really good time to get clear on your personal situation, where you're at, and align with your highest path moving forward. So I think there's a lot of challenges coming up in the energy when it comes to soul contracts, when it comes to karmic soul contracts, misunderstandings, and confusion, and exes returning too. So you're going to want to stay calm this week. This week is a very powerful reanalysis energy, and the mind is our biggest tool when it comes to these energies. So do not play into fear-based thinking, because when you play into fear-based thinking, you're going to manifest that into your life without a doubt. Do not get drawn into the collective stress, the collective static, because let me tell you, it's thick as molasses. And you don't want to let your thoughts run a riot within you, because you have to be in charge of your thoughts. So don't get caught up in any drama. Do not get dragged down into any negativity. And do not project your negativity onto another, because when we do that, we get pulled into all of these outdated thinking patterns, and we may speak out of context, and we might hurt somebody. So get ready for the past to return to be dealt with, so you can release this energy once and for all. So I feel use the energies this week to reevaluate, review, relax, restore, reflect, and return to self in order to reconcile all of these karmic influences, in order to go through a refreshing rejuvenation, a replenishing energy. So focus on positivity. Focus on positivity and work with any blockages within the chakras and clear them as part of this new cycle beginning. So you're going to want to keep a cool head. Because of all of the collective static, we need to be very mindful with our communication at this time. And if you want to stop getting stuck in these collective cycles of stress and separation, you're going to have to really tap into your intuition, and you're going to have to clear that throat chakra. You're going to have to clear that throat chakra, because our words create worlds. So what kind of world do you want to create in your physical reality? So communication always shapes our worldview, and communication is how we manifest things into our lives. So you're going to want to pay attention to how you speak about yourself, how you speak about others, and any unconscious karmic energy is coming up with all of these old blocks and challenges showing up in order to show you what it is that you need to release in order to realign into these higher timelines, these higher frequencies. So all of these karmic patterns, I feel it's like this final showdown. A final showdown is kind of what I'm feeling. So we also have some other aspects I want to talk about before jumping in with the cards, guys. We have Mars entering into Aries. So this is where the masculine energy feels at home. Mars is at home in Aries. And it is like a power boosting energy, very spontaneous. Aries can be very spontaneous and courageous under the influence of Aries. So I feel straightforward, unabashedly clear communication is kind of what's coming through. And I feel get ready for people to be expressing anger, especially those that are very selfish along their development journeys. So it's kind of like this energy of it's kind of time to stop beating around the bush. It's time to stop beating around the bush. And I think all of us have reached a level of balance when it comes to seeking that mature partnership. So with Venus sextile Saturn today, Venus always represents our feminine sensual nature, and it rules over love and money. So I feel, you know, maturity and responsibility is coming up. And with the Saturn aspect, it is a very strict lesson coming up. Get ready to be dampened when it comes to any negativity. And where you have seriously caused harm to another, that's coming up to be addressed. So you don't want to miss out on new opportunities because you're playing into all of these negative repetitive cycles. So I feel we're all being asked to seek that balance within ourselves, to seek that harmony within ourselves if we want resolution to any conflict that we've been playing into. And I feel resolution when it comes to any emotional baggage. And you might be dealing with somebody flying off of the handle today. Venus is in Aries as well. So I think get ready to speak up and to make amends for any past mistakes that were very appropriate to treat another very poorly. We also have the moon in Pisces. So the moon in Pisces is very receptive. And we have several aspects with the moon in Pisces today before it enters into Aries at 5:40 this afternoon. So we have the moon conjunct Neptune. Neptune is also in Pisces. So I feel this is visionary energy coming up. We have the moon sextile Pluto. So that's that death, rebirth, transformation energy. The moon sextile Mercury at 29 degrees. Huge energy. So when we get to 29, we're closing out something big, big, big here. 29 is a very karmic number, but it also breaks down to 11. So when we learn these karmic lessons, then we can step into self-mastery. And then the moon is going to conjunct Mars before shifting into Aries. So a lot of feelings against ambition is what came through. And I feel a lot of increased emotional sensitivity, which will create a deep level of confusion, especially if you have a moon in Pisces. So thoughts and feelings of others can likely be felt, which can create a very uneasy and even like an illness kind of energy. Because when we pick up on all of these energies in and around us that aren't ours, we can be very vulnerable to deception and scandal in the energies. So with the moon sextile Pluto, get ready for exposure is what came through. Exposure when it comes to any deeply buried, repressed emotions. So intense energies are coming up to show us all exactly how we feel about somebody and how they feel about us. So whether these feelings are good or bad, you can count on your experience being a little bit more richer for this exposure. So get ready to evolve is kind of what I'm feeling, and be ready to be free to move on from these karmic contracts once and for all, because I feel the energy is infusing creativity and imagination along with intellect without having to self-sacrifice moving forward. And Pisces is a big energy of self-sacrificing. So it's kind of time to mend all of these past conflicts once and for all. And it's like this renegotiation energy coming up. And with the moon conjunct Mars, this is going to bring up a lot of irritation, because it's kind of time to discuss these critical issues once and for all in order to clear any distorted views of our perception. So get ready for hasty communication. You're going to want to control yourself, and you're going to want to channel this energy productively, because if you don't, you might find it hard to remain empathic with certain people. So let's jump in with some cards, guys, and see what other energies need to come through. I am going to use the Cosmic Journey Oracle deck to start today. And then I'm going to pull with the African Goddess Rising. And then we're going to jump in with some tarot. So Synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across space and time. So trust and act accordingly. We've been receiving the signs, the syncs. We've been receiving the messages from our guides and our angelic team. So it's kind of time to trust it and to act accordingly. So, and I feel maybe this will mean sending somebody a letter, maybe bringing forward an apology. I think get ready to receive a message, because somebody is laser focused, and absolutely. We are at that divine Y point. We are at that fork in the road. Do you really want to repeat these negative cycles, or do you want to learn this karmic lesson once and for all so we can move into these higher states of consciousness? Because we can keep playing into the negativity, and all we're going to get is more storms. Or we can play into, you know, shifting our perceptions and step into all of these rainbow blessings. So you get to decide. We always get to choose. We all have free will on the journey, but I'd rather have the rainbow blessings than somebody raining on my parade all the time because I've made poor decisions. So I think it's kind of time to say yes to this open doorway, to step into this new cycle, to step into freedom. And you might not know what's going to be on the other side of that doorway, but I feel this is where we tap into, you know, our legendary gifts, our soul gifts, and we create that legacy for the future. We always have the ability to rewrite our destiny. So yeah, fulfill your destiny as a cosmic change maker, because your greatest gift is always the talents that you bring forward into the spiritual community, because we all have to kind of do our part to make the world a better place. So let's see what else needs to come through with the Cosmic Journey Oracle deck today. You are at the divine Y point. So that really came through loud and clear today, didn't it? So deliver your greatest gift to the world. The universe wants to co-conspire with you. Coming soon. Coming soon. Welcome to the next ascending age. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. And this is where what goes around comes around. Get ready to pay back karma and get ready to receive your dharma, depending on which scale of balance you are on, because we're at that divine Y. 33, breaking down to a 6. So 33, I always link to the Sisterhood of the Rose. And then we have deliver your greatest gift to the world, a 10 card. Cycles closing out, and then the universe wants to co-conspire with you. A 26 card breaking down to an 8, and 8 represents leadership qualities, power, strength, and I feel somebody is opening up Pandora's box. I also feel somebody's likely had some rose-colored glasses on and they've not wanted to see the truth, and there's going to be some exposure, because we are ascending all of these karmic cycles. Something is definitely coming full circle. And you're gonna want to go into a moment of stillness in order to meet your true authentic self below the surface, because when we take off those rose-colored glasses, then we can see perfectly. There might not be a someday. Oh my God, memento mori. There might not be a someday. Karmic debt 19, which is disillusionment, shunning the ego. And let's face it, life is short. People we love can be ripped out of our lives in an instant, and that was proven this weekend. There was a young girl that was tragically killed in a car accident this long weekend in Canada. Somebody that I'm aware of, somebody that I know from my past, and this young girl tragically lost her life in an accident in Pain Court. And so interesting, that's where my twin flame journey began. So we need to remember, we're not always promised tomorrow, and life is very precious. People can be ripped out of our lives in an instant. So I feel a huge lesson in not playing into negative ego desires, because there might not be a someday, and you might not get to make amends for the past, because you never know when you're going to be taking your last breath. And, you know, life truly is short and precious. So I think it's kind of time to decide to reconcile these past differences. If you really want to live a life, you know, that is meant for you, a life to the fullest. And we do this by, you know, working with these cosmic energies and bringing forward pure good intentions. So let's jump in. Actually, no, they said we're going to read the Divine Why Point out of the book. So somebody here is at a crossroads. 33 is a master number too. So it is this moment in time where you're being called to make a decision. And this is where we as sages can choose to step into the light, or we can choose to step back into the darkness. So somebody's at a divine why point. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to go left, or do you want to go right? Because I think if we go right, where the rainbow blessings are, then we're going to be opening up these new doorways to all of these new possibilities. And, you know, as overwhelming as it can be to navigate these energies through the heart, we kind of have to go into the heart to understand where it is we're headed and what it is that we truly want to evolve beyond. And to do that, we have to explore the depths of our emotions in our heart. So our heart is always our compass, our GPS, our navigation system for the spiritual journey. And although there really are no wrong choices, you will keep getting rerouted and rerouted back again by your guides and your spiritual team in order to get you to your final destination. So I think get ready for a catalytic event to shake you to the core in order to face all of these past decisions that have really weighed heavy on somebody's heart, because we're shifting timelines, guys. And you know, whatever decision you made in the past, there's going to be some kind of servants or like a karmic serving of judgment in order to help you to evolve into these new higher cycles. So let's see what needs to come through with the Goddess Rising deck. Liberation, miracles. So, you know, anything that breaks down truly is a blessing in disguise. And so we're stepping into miracles, and we're stepping into liberation from all of these karmic cycles. So there's definitely been an emotional storm brewing below the surface. 13, death, rebirth, transformation. And I'm thinking of like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. My kids have been obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog recently, and Sonic had all of these gold rings in his bag in the first movie to serve as portal gateways opening. So a lot of portals are opening, and it is through the storm that we can step into liberation. So a lot of portal gateways, I feel, are opening when it comes to these new energies. And there's a lot of light being shone on somebody's darker aspects, I feel, when it comes to this resolution. So we're going to get 3 more cards, guys, with this deck. And then we're going to jump in with some tarot today. We'll see what other energies need to come through. Harvest. So somebody's at the divine why point, and it's kind of time to reap the harvest of your hard work. So something is coming into fruition. And I feel somebody's going into a lot of anger and rage. And miracles are around the corner, and all you kind of got to do is surrender. So where is it that you need to surrender? Where is it that you need to remove all of those masks that you wear in order to trust in your intuition? Because I do feel somebody here was deeply betrayed in the past by like a Black Widow energy, a Black Widow spider. And there's definitely some exposure when it comes to this betrayal, and somebody's definitely naked in some truth, some very hefty truth. And I kind of feel it's kind of time to release all of these false personas, to tap into your true authenticity if you want these miracles to arrive. So I think there's anger when it comes to some past betrayal that is needing to be released if you want to harvest all of these miracles that you have been manifesting in your life. So let's read into the rage. And I've done a video before on sacred rage. And sacred rage really helps you make shit happen. I gotta say, when we clear that rage out of that base chakra, let me tell you, you can reach highs like no tomorrow. So winds of change. And you know, when we yield that powerful sword of truth, and we face all of these storms head on with that truth, It brings forward rapid, uncontrollable changes. So I think there is a lot of change. There is a lot of chaos going on in the energy when it comes to all of these changes that have been set in motion. And when we go through this transformation, everything must fall to the ground. Everything must fall. So get ready for resolution when it comes to any personal storms that have been needing to be cleared away, when it comes to anybody that's done you wrong. And I feel this change sometimes can move very slowly, but I feel we're in the quickening. Swift change. And I feel this anger is a big block, because somebody here deeply betrayed another, and it's created all kinds of strife, all kinds of stress. And, you know, the common denominator, I guess, would be you. So we can't keep beating ourselves up. We cannot play into self-harm, self-betrayal, self-manipulation. In order to clear the base chakra, we have to feel all of our feelings and honor this sacred rage. Because when the truth comes out, let me tell you, the truth can be very painful, very brash, and the truth can hurt. But let me tell you, the truth will make shit happen when the truth is exposed. So somebody here is needing to surrender. And somebody here, I think, is facing a lot of betrayal. When it comes to playing into some shadow aspects, I think somebody here is feeling like a sacred clown, is what I'm feeling, a sacred clown, because they've played into maybe betraying somebody, and maybe now they're getting betrayed from others, and all of these mirrors are bringing this betrayal to the surface when it comes to a very karmic web that is being untangled. There's something getting disrupted in the energies when it comes to some mistrust and some betrayal in the past. And you know, what goes around always comes around. So whatever's happened in the past, or no matter how long it's taken for that karmic justice to come full circle, something is being balanced out. And you know, when you're willing to accept the truth, that's when you can stop self-betrayal and self-abandonment. So wow, powerful message coming through in the energies today, guys. So let's jump in with some cards. I'm actually going to use the Arthurian Tarot again today. So there's that manipulation. We got the Spear 5, which is the 5 of Wands. So there's a lot of combative, conflicting, challenging, chaotic energies. And I kind of feel like somebody's been nailed to the cross in order for some sacred healing to take place. Yeah, somebody's definitely been served exactly what it is that they deserve. And going through a period of death, rebirth, transformation, the washer at the ford. So I'm hearing that Dirty Laundry song. Who the heck sings that? Oh my God, it's such an old song. Somebody's dirty laundry just come out in the wash is what I feel. Something's been exposed when it comes to some dirty little lies, some dirty little secrets. Oh, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. And I feel definitely somebody's dirty laundry has come out and has been exposed. And I think it's causing all kinds of challenges when it comes maybe to somebody that really wasn't sincere in an offering with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can be, you know, my Rico Suave energy. Yeah, I'm going to come in with all kinds of feelings of love. But I'm just playing games. And, you know, aren't we a little bit too old to be playing games when it comes to life and all of these challenges? Because somebody here is sitting in a whole lot of truth and feeling very hollow is what I'm feeling. So let's get a 9-card spread out, guys, and see what other energies need to come through when it comes to this message today, because I feel miracles are around the corner. And somebody has manifested something, whether it's karmic justice or a reconciliation. This is the time for something to kind of come full circle. Wow. The 6 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles is dead central energy, the Sword Maiden, the Grail Hermit, ooh, there's that Tower, and the Star. I like that because you know what? The Star always comes after the Tower. So unexpected help is arriving, but everything's kind of got to crumble down to the ground first, to the bare nitty-gritty, to the bare bone. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Stones. So, you know, 10 of Pentacles should be ultimate contentment. Look at this 10 of Pentacles. It's winter. It's cold. You might have it all. You might have the big home, the fancy cars, and you might have all of the material wealth in the world. But somebody here is not happy in a foundation. It's cold. It's detached. It feels like winter. And there's that confusion. Do you want to cut through the confusion? You're going to have to get honest with yourself. So I feel there's been a masculine in a false foundation, pretending everything's been good. There's no love there. It's icy cold. I feel there's been a lot of confusion. Somebody's feeling left out for sure when it comes to wish fulfillment. Likely because they've been playing into all kinds of temptations. We got the Green Knight. That's the devil. So who's been playing with the devil? Who's the devil's advocate here? Because I think truth is going to be required if you want to break yourself free from this confusion. Somebody's very confused about their happily ever after. With the 7 and the 9, we get the 2. So there is true love here below the surface, but you can't keep playing games in a foundation where you're emotionally bankrupt. And the King of Swords can be very cold, very detached, and can be very mean, playing into these temptations is what I'm feeling. Somebody here could even be narcissistic and abusive. There could be addictions here. Somebody masking pains through addictions with the 9 of Cups and the devil. Like, that could be addictions in order to detach from your emotions. Somebody here has been a master manipulator in the past. So this is what we got. We got the 6 of Cups. A possibility for a reunion, and there's a lot of emotions, I think, coming to the surface when it comes to a brand new beginning in love, quite possibly with this Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I'm like, man, I wouldn't want to mess with this Queen of Swords. Look at, she's sharpening that knife. She's like, I will cutthroat you if you don't come forward with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But we got a true pair on the board, the King and Queen of Swords. And she knows communication is coming, and she's sharpening that sword because she's like, this sword has 2 edges. I can sit there and listen to your truth, but if you're lying to me, I'm going to cut you out of my life, and I'm not going to ever look back again. So there is a soulmate connection in play, and this Queen of Swords, I think, has been patiently waiting for an arrival when it comes to a rebalancing. You know, the Queen of Swords can be quite bitter, quite brash, and quite harsh in her communication because she's been hurt before. And I think maybe in the past, this Queen of Swords discovered that somebody was playing with her, giving to more than one, and there was no balance. 6 is the journey to balance and harmony. And I think this Queen of Swords was left out in the cold for a very, very long time. A very long time. So maybe communication within 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 months. There's going to be some communication with the Sword Maiden. So it's kind of like the Page of Swords. There's going to be some communication when it comes to a rebalancing. And somebody here, I think, is dancing in the flames of this rebirth when it comes to learning a valuable lesson. We got the Grail Hermit. So yeah, somebody's going within, thinking about everything that they've done in their life, reevaluating all of their past decisions, rewriting history. Somebody here, I feel, is deep within some inner introspection when it comes to some past bridges burned, really trying to connect with their spiritual self because everything in their life is spiraling out of control. The spiral tower. That's a breakdown of everything. Something for sure coming full circle. And this is divinely ordained change, upheaval. The tower is imminent change. But after the tower does come that unexpected help that's going to arrive when it comes to healing. So if you want to step towards healing, you kind of got to break down all of these false foundations. So could be dealing with a Virgo or an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Capricorn is what I see coming through. So let's look into this, this 6 of Cups, Ace of Cups, because there is a new opportunity for love here, but it's going to require a lot of communication about a missed opportunity and a past betrayal for sure. We have the Grail 4, the 4 of Cups, which is a missed opportunity. And there's a storm of brewing, because I do feel there's been some exposure when it comes to some betrayal, like I talked about. The Ten of Swords is the ultimate betrayal. And that's the truth, because there's only one sword in the ground. And I do feel somebody's getting served exactly what it is that they deserve. Their head being served on a silver platter. You know, when we lie, when we deceive, eventually it's the energy of off with the head. So, and I don't mean that literally, I mean that metaphorically. So I feel somebody is going through like a mental breakdown of some sort when it comes to this past betrayal, because this deep spiritual connection, this holy grail love with this Queen of Swords would have led somebody to ultimate contentment, but they got tricked. They got tricked by the devil, is kind of what I feel. And now somebody's deeply grieving over some lies, some deception, and some betrayal. That final nail in the coffin has come. And it's kind of time to, you know, pay back some karmic debt in the energy. So let's see what this message is about. It was the World flipped out upright at first and then kind of landed in reverse. So somebody's not been learning a lesson about manipulation. Another 5. About manipulation, about being trapped in an old cycle, about third-party interference, gossip, drama, slander, defamation is what's coming through. And somebody is drowning in a whole lot of truth. I don't think they're able to manifest anything into their lives because they've been playing into struggles, challenges, and I feel somebody is facing some very harsh karmic judgment. Somebody's getting a wake-up call, wakey, wakey, birthday cakey. I don't know where that come from, but that's what just come out. So somebody's getting a major wake-up call when it comes to closing out these major karmic cycles. It's kind of time to speak that truth into existence if you want something to close out and come full circle, because this has been a long-standing burden with the 10 of Wands. 10, 10, 10. Completion, completion, completion. Completion, completion, completion. We got all the 10s. 10, 10, 10, 10. When we get to the 10, it's time to lay down the burden. It's really time to start brand new. If you want that new beginning in love and you want everything to work out, you're going to have to surrender, and you're going to have to admit where you've betrayed another and likely make amends somehow. So the crow's coming through again. Somebody's getting a major wake-up call. It's Judgment Day. You know, eventually we all kind of got to pay back our debt. And when we've hurt another, it always comes back full circle. So I think somebody's been struggling with a lot of deep, repressed, hidden emotions, and they're coming to the surface with a vengeance. Get ready for a lot of forward movement. Cancer energy, the Chariot. Could be dealing with any of the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo. But let's take a look at this Hermit, because somebody's going within, and this is definitely universally driven change when it comes to healing all of these past wounds. When it comes to maybe working together again, because there is a new beginning here, and somebody's been seeking that truth by going within, and somebody's being told it's time to take that leap of faith. You're at the divine Y point. Your rainbow blessings are ahead, but you kind of got to leave the past baggage behind, and we can't do that without having that very difficult conversation. So I feel somebody here is deeply wounded, going through a period of death, rebirth, reevaluation, revival, when it comes to a deep spiritual connection with the 2 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. So, you know, this truly is a blessing in disguise. There is going to be the possibility to reunite with a loved one from the past that maybe you lied to, maybe you haven't been talking to, because you've been playing into addictions, you've been playing into drama, gossip. Somebody here is getting the axe, is what I feel. Somebody here is getting the axe. And they're learning a valuable lesson, and I think they're going to be coming in with swift communication, because definitely something recently has been illuminated. Let's look into this Tower and this Star, because, you know, the Tower really is a blessing in disguise to get you to move on from something. Yeah, so this Tower had to come in order to get somebody to move, because they were stuck, they were deceiving themselves, and now it's kind of time to move to calmer waters. And there is a deep spiritual connection here with the Hierophant, a connection where the 2 of you are always connected in the etheric realm. in the higher reality. And I do feel there's been maybe some catty women, 3 women that led somebody astray, that led somebody down a karmic pathway. And I think maybe even 3 women who used black magic against a divine connection. And black magic is just any type of gossip, any type of time that you wish somebody ill will. That's black magic. And what we put out there always comes back to us tenfold. So I feel a karmic group getting exactly what it is that they deserve for trying to keep a divine counterpart union apart. Taurus energy, again, Aquarius. So whatever little thing that they've concocted there, that betrayal's been exposed, and I think somebody is very angry. And they're definitely at the divine Y point. And there's a lot of emotions coming to the surface. We got the 2 of Wands with the moon, and so we're in the precipice of this powerful rebirth energy. And somebody was playing into illusions, playing into fears, could have been dealing with the Pisces, and now they're at the crossroads. And there's my King Arthur getting ready to do the right thing and walk away from a situation where I feel there's been a lot of blood spilled, there's been a lot of people hurt, a lot of damage done. And, you know, King Arthur does what it takes to make things right and to rectify a past poor decision. So there is a masculine here going through profound transformation and learning a valuable lesson about truth, about sovereignty. And I feel all of that dirty laundry definitely come out in the wash. Somebody definitely already knew. We have the High Priestess here, the Lady of the Lake, and she knows the truth. She's the keeper of secrets. She knows it all. And she knows that there was deception here. There was lies. There was thieving. There was trickery. And somebody's sitting in a whole lot of truth when it comes to stepping into sovereignty. Wow, that's a heavy, heavy energy coming through today. Hey, guys. All right, let's grab a couple last messages with the Crystal Stone deck. Aries energy, Emperor energy. There's that Mars and Aries, a masculine getting ready to come in. They walked away from their true love, and I feel now there's been a whole lot of blood spilled, and it's kind of time to make amends for whatever this betrayal was, because I think it not only deeply wounded this king, it deeply wounded the person that he loves, that's been sitting there sharpening her sword, waiting for the truth to come forward. So whatever's going on, I think it's a huge lesson in your spoken word and being very honest with all of your communications. So a lot of expansion when it comes to our consciousness. And I feel somebody is getting ready to explore the possibilities of a very supernatural connection, quite likely even telepathic communication coming forward. There's definitely a psychic here or a healer here that has said that this was coming from the start, and there's a masculine knowing that it's kind of time to speak clearly and straight from the heart, because there is a mysterious eternal connection here. And I kind of feel that in the past, this foundation kind of had to crumble in order to re-strengthen it better than ever. So I feel somebody is in this deep energy of surrender. They've definitely abandoned themselves. They definitely head in the wrong direction, and they know it's time to make that big decision. It's kind of time to finish what was started a long time ago. Whatever seeds you planted a long time ago, something is coming to the surface. And there is going to be a solution to all of these deeply embedded traumas when it comes to some betrayal. Could be dealing with a Virgo. Somebody's been planning to take action. And I kind of feel a lot of clarity, amplified clarity in the energy. And there's a masculine going through a very intense psychospiritual scrub, a purification of some sort. And there's been a lot of light shed on these vampires, these karmic entities that kept somebody in victim mentality. And, you know, when we keep playing the victim, we're usually the ones that are victimizing others. So I feel somebody just got kicked right to the gutter in order for that clarity to be restored, because somebody definitely played into a lot of complexities, a lot of propaganda when it comes to trying to hurt somebody intentionally. And there's a lot of clear communication coming forward. It's like the telephone wires have been restored within this telepathic connection. So somebody is feeling very small and vulnerable, and it's kind of time to act like a grown-up is kind of what I feel when it comes to re-strengthening these foundations. So somebody is getting realigned, back on track, when it comes to a very long spiritual journey, and I feel they got tempted by a very alluring karmic energy, whether it's people, places, or things. They got tempted by something very alluring, and I think somebody's paying a very high price when it comes to a very painful, multifaceted ending. And I feel somebody is mastering this highly sensitive energy when it comes to their spiritual path being illuminated. And things are crystal clear now. Crystal clear. And somebody wants to come forward and power wash this connection. They want to bring resolution into something that I feel needs to be addressed. So definitely a higher heart activation, and we go through that by going into the depths of these pains. And I feel there's been a major breakup or a major disappointment, a major ending. Maybe somebody's been beating themselves up over this betrayal, but I kind of feel it's kind of time to get rigorously honest, to get real with whatever truth has been exposed. It's time to look at yourself, get honest with yourself, get honest with others, and to go through this purification, because we're reshaping our destiny is what I'm feeling. And, you know, whatever vibes you put out there, they've come back, and it's kind of time to reclaim back your power. And we do that by getting honest with where we've been, what we've done, whom we've hurt, and we get honest with that truth. Because if you want to reconnect with somebody from your past that you deeply betrayed, I think it is going to require a lot of truth. Does it mean that you're going to take them back? No. Forgiveness does not mean you have to take them back. But forgiveness, I think, is what is required when it comes to this past betrayal and all of this blood spilled. And there is a divine masculine here that is needing to come forward with a whole lot of truth, breaking free from something very toxic. So that's kind of what I got for a message today, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.